This is question number 15 for the practice final. In this particular question, we have, again, two fractions. However, visually, they've been stacked on top of each other. There's two schools of thought here. The first one is, well, why don't I just write it horizontally and then just process like I did last one? You can actually leave it in this format so long as you figure out what the LCD is. So the LCD basically just means the lowest common denominator, and since we have variables, which is the biggest variable? Well, between y and y squared would be our lowest common denominator because both the y and the y squared can turn into a y squared. The y being multiplied by another y, and the x squared being multiplied by just 1. So because they can both turn into y squared, that's why it's our lowest common denominator. What we do here now is we look at what we have in both denominators and say, what would we have to multiply our denominator by to get our LCD? Once we figure that out, we're going to multiply our numerator by what is missing. For this particular one, our numerator would say, well, if we have a y on the bottom, we just need another y, we'd have y squared. The denominator fraction, we have y squared. So we don't need anything. We just need times a 1. Because we used our LCD, we can now clear out our denominators for the numerator and the denominator. Meaning this simplifies to simply y 4x minus 16 over x squared minus 16. From here, we look at our GCF, because GCF, if we have a binomial, which we do, a binomial or any polynomial. So in this case, we have 4x minus 16. Both of them have a 4. So we're going to pull out a 4. We already have y, which leaves us with x minus 4 as our remainder. If we take out this 4 here and this 4 from a 16, it will go here, and the y is already here to begin with. So the next thing we're going to do is our denominator. Now the denominator is a binomial. So this one we're going to ask ourselves, is this a difference of squares? We have x squared, so that would be x thus squared. And then we have 16. So what number is 16 squared by? Well, that would be 4. And again, a squared minus b squared is a plus b, a minus b. So over here, we're going to end up with x plus 4, x minus 4, and that's going to be our current fraction. Now canceling, what is in the numerator that's also in the denominator? Well, our x minus 4, which again is a whole number, not a whole number, but is altogether a number. So x minus 4 gets canceled, which means we simply have a 4y over x plus 4. And that's how to solve that particular question. Now, if you wanted to do this question horizontally, you still can. The only difference is you need to remember that your numerator and your denominator need to be written need to be flipped. So we would have 4x minus 16 over y times, here's my flipping symbol, y squared over x squared minus 16. At this point, we ask ourselves the exact same question before. Is there a GCF, and is it a difference of squares? We already know based on what we already did that yes, they are. So the first fraction will be 4 parentheses x minus 16, x minus 4, apologize. and over y times y squared over x plus 4, x minus 4. Since there is a y to the first down in the denominator, we cancel out y to the first. Subtract 1 from y squared. We also have our x minus 4 and our x minus 4. So we end up with simply a 4y over x plus 4. And that's another way of solving this question.